A very good evening to everyone. I am Nitin Shidling. I would like to start a session. Topic is from campus to corporate soft skills that set you apart. This meeting will begin at 7 o'clock. So this session aims to build your communication confidence and prepare you for workforce challenges. So to begin with, I will start with SEMS Welfare Foundation, ma'am. It is a registered non-profit organization. Is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly on skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative, Digi Saksham, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails and collaborating with universities and colleges. We are also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in jobs. So, in this short time, SEMS has established its force for a positive change, equipping individuals with skills for employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. So, this session is collaboratively organized by SEMS Web Solution. SEMS Web Solution is a dynamic and innovative enterprise dedicated to transforming the way businesses and individuals achieve their goals across staffing, skilling, advisory services, and admission services. Founded with a vision to bridge gaps in talent, technology, and education, SEMS Web Solution is committed to delivering exceptional value to our clients through integrated, customized, and forward-thinking solutions. At SEMS Web Solution, we don't just deliver services; we create pathways to success. Join us in our journey to transform challenges into opportunities and vision into reality. So, to begin with, I would like to introduce our speaker. We are pleased to introduce our speaker, Rishika Powany Karia, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. So, Rishika ma'am is a dynamic professional with a multifaceted background spanning education technology, digital transformation, and HR tech consulting. With over 8 years of diverse experience across business analysis, project consulting, and people-centric roles, she has successfully navigated both startup ecosystem and structured corporate environment. Currently working as business consultant on an HR tech platform, she brings deep insights into cross-function collaboration, agile delivery, and stakeholder management. Hello, ma'am. I welcome you. So,
Thank you.
hello. We can begin the session, ma'am.
Absolutely. First of all, kudos to you, to all of you and the team
Thank
for
you.
having such a good initiative on, it is something that you cannot, it's something beyond monetary efforts where, having an education and doing that for the society. I think this is the best thing that you can do. So kudos to you for that. And hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Rishika. Let me turn off my video for extended bandwidth, and I hope you are able to see my screen. A quick insight about myself, like how Nitin has already provided my introduction. So I'm not going to go into that, but a little more information onto that. First thing, I am excited to be with all of you here today. I work as a business consultant and Scrum Master, and I'm also a public speaker and an active Toastmasters leader. Today, we're going to talk about something very close to my the journey from college life to corporate life, and more specifically, the soft skills that will set you apart to make this transition. Our objective for this session is very simple. I'm going to keep this time boxed for 60 minutes, which will include about 50 to 55 minutes of me delivering the presentation and keeping 5 minutes open for questions for anything that you need as part of support that I can provide. So let's get kick-started. Do we have anyone on here present on the screen to have described me about how you're feeling about entering the corporate world? It can be anything. Are you nervous, excited, curious? Nitin, I will not be able to see the screen. So, in case if we receive any responses in the chat box, I would request you
Okay.
to unmute yourself and help me with the response.
Okay, ma'am. I'll let you know.
Sure. Thank you. So, yes, circling back to one word that can help you describe your feeling about entering the corporate world.
So, ma'am,
Yes.
there is a response by Anurag Agarwal. Is excited to listen about corporate world, ma'am.
Excited. Anurag, are you a college student or are you someone who's interning right now and looking forward to kickstart into the corporate world?
Anurag, you can unmute. Oh, okay.
This
Yes,
is a completely
texted.
safe platform, so you don't have to worry about being wrong. There are no right or wrong answers. It is just that it's going to be an interactive session where I'm not going to be only speaking, but I would also expect all of you to collaborate with me and speak along as we learn. It's a self-learning session where I'm just going to play the role of a mediator. Yes, Anurag.
Anurag has sent a message that you want to learn soft skill. Yeah,
Great. All right. Thank you, Anurag, for the response. So, a little bit about me. Anurag, my journey also is similar to yours. When I was fresh out of college, I was full of excitement, I was full of curiosity, how things work. And over the years, after working with companies across edtech, HR tech, and digital transformation, what helped me grow consistently was just not the knowledge and the marks that I got, but it was about the people skills, the adaptability, and the mindset. And that is what my session is going to be about today, where we are going to explore about the soft skills required, the hard skills required, and how you can transition from a college goer to a person who is going to excel in the corporate life. Quickly moving towards the objectives of the session. So, today we are going to cover and focus majorly on the soft skills that employers value. We are also going to have a demo session, or rather, an activity with all of us. We are going to apply the soft skills in the real life scenarios. And lastly, the motto of our session to gain confidence transitioning from academics to corporate. Understanding most of you might be somebody who is just out of college, or who's midway during college, or who's somebody who's looking forward to enter into the corporate industry. So, keeping that in mind, I've set my objectives very simple and straightforward. Should you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and stop me there. And if you're not comfortable unmuting yourself, you can post it in the chat box, and Nitin will help me with the questions on behalf of you.
sure, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. So now moving to hard skills versus soft skills. Looking at the slide, can somebody please make me understand what is the meaning of hard skill and what is the meaning of soft skill? Anyone?
Ma'am, basically hard skills are the candidate's technical skills. Suppose there's a guy who is doing
Yes.
B in CS, so he
Mm-hmm.
should have knowledge about different programming languages, about software, about hardware, about
Mm-hmm.
languages just like Java, Python.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about success, then we can say that hard skills plus soft skills is equals to success. That is the mantra of the corporate world. Thank
You're
you, ma'am.
absolutely right. Thank you so much for your response. Do we have any more responses, any more ideas about what hard skills are and what soft skills are? Okay.
Hard skills are really the skills required for generating the products of the factory. For
Mm-hmm.
example, somebody is having a lathe machine or milling machine or grinding
Yes.
machine operator or
Mm-hmm.
CNC machine operator that is
Mm-hmm.
doing hard skill and he's generating certain products.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas soft skills, for example, communication,
Yes.
emotional skills,
Mm-hmm.
these type of skills are actually not generating any product, but it is
Mm-hmm.
communicating in such a way that the leadership qualities are generated and
Yeah.
team building is ensured.
That's a great answer. Thank you so much for your response. Like how you rightly said from both the responses that we've received, let me sum it up in one line. Hard skills are what you learn. You can be from a coding background if you're pursuing engineering, you can be from a finance background if you're pursuing BCom finance, or if you're learning business management system, let it be coding, accounting, designing, or with respect to mechanical engineering as well. You are learning on how to implement that, or how to make your system work, or how to generate your product in your factory. But soft skills are how you work. Something as simple as how do you communicate, how do you delegate work, and how do you project yourself as a confident speaker. Companies can teach you the tools that you need to incorporate. Let it be the software tools, let it be the using of machinery, let it be anything. But they also look for people who can grow, lead, and communicate well. In fact, if you notice during the interviews, your round one is not completely about understanding what your job descriptions are. The recruiters try to understand how well you are able to respond to their answers, or long story short, how confidently you are able to communicate and highlight your skills, which makes you land from round one to round two. When I first joined as a consultant, I had no idea about these tools. Let it be Google Meet, let it be Zoom, let it be Slack, let it be Discord. There are n number of tools, plenty of tools available in the market. But because I started learning one step at a time, and because I listened actively during conversations and tried asking the right questions and majorly participated in sessions, collaborated with people, and learned from their leadership skill, I was definitely after a point experienced enough to be handing over with their responsibilities. And that is the beauty, like how someone rightly said, hard skills plus soft skills equal to success. So yes, while we focus on the grades and the achievements that we receive in our mark sheets, it is equally important for us to generate the soft skills that we have, and rather bifurcate the soft skills and understand what each soft skill means. And this takes me to my next slide, where these are the top 8 soft skills to master. Now, looking from a third eye, all these soft skills might look the same. You might be thinking, why is she talking so much about communication? Why is she talking about teamwork? Why is she talking about problem solving? And why is she repeating the same things again as different points? Today, we're going to learn about how each soft skill that I've mentioned here, what does that actually mean, and how is it different from each other. Taking the first one, which is communication, where it is not just about speaking, it is also about listening, understanding, and expressing clearly. This can be in your Zoom sessions, this can be in emails, this can be in person meetings, or even during your coffee breaks. Practice concise, polite, and impactful communication. Giving you a very simple example. If right now I'm asking you what is the meaning of communication, there might be someone here who will say, I don't know. You tell me. But instead of saying, I don't know, in the corporate world, we use a little rephrasing and we say, let me find that out and get back to you. If you notice, the difference that I don't know as a response and the difference which let me find that out and get back to you, there's a huge difference in the response. The meaning is the same, but how you project that you don't know, that plays a role. And that is the biggest skill as a communicator, where you should be knowing on how you can rephrase or rather highlight your best points and highlight your not so best points in a way which results in your favor. And this obviously does not happen overnight. It comes with consistency, it comes with practice, and it comes with observing how the opposite person is speaking. Moving towards the next one, emotional intelligence. Can somebody help me understand what is the meaning of emotional intelligence?
Ma'am,
We've already got a response on this. Yes?
emotional intelligence is made by the combination of two words, that is emotion plus intelligence. It is
Yes.
basically the ability, we can say, to understand our emotions and others' emotions. And
Yes.
basically, there are five components of EI:
Mhm.
self-awareness. First, self-awareness. Second is
Yes.
self-regulation, that is self-control or self-management.
Mhm.
Third is motivation. Fourth is empathy,
Yes.
and the last is social skills. So a lot of research has been done on this topic, EI, because it is directly connected with the
Mhm.
assessment of the higher education sector of the students.
Mhm.
So it has been found that there's a positive and significant correlation between EI and the academic success of students, in higher education sector.
Mhm. Mhm. That's a
So
great response. Yeah.
there was a time when, during interviews, when the interviewer asked that, "What is your weakness?" and mostly students used to say in campus interview in different colleges that my weakness is that I'm a very emotional person. But now nobody can say that emotions is my weakness, because it is a feeling. It can be a positive emotion, can be a negative emotions.
Mhm.
When we talk about happiness, that is a sign of positive emotions. When you are sad, when you are angry, when you are in stress, it is a sign of negative emotions. So now AI has emerged as a critical skill in the market that every person must have when he is entering in the corporate world from
Mhm.
campus. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, like how you rightly said, emotional intelligence is a simpler term of just being aware of your emotions and managing them while understanding others. Keeping a simple example, if there is somebody who's dropped a very rude email to you, instead of responding back with anger, and with the same rudeness, a simple trick here is to just pick up the phone and calmly respond to the email that you have got. That will show how emotionally intelligent you are, because you are focusing on providing a solution rather than hitting on the ego. And that reduces the tension that has been created during the rudeness of the email. And the most important thing, this calmness of yours or this emotional intelligence skill of yours builds trust and improves collaboration in the upcoming future. So yes, When we say that somebody is angry, instead of responding with anger, it's a very simple thing where you smile with a response and at the same time try to be calm and try to understand why this particular emotion has interrupted. And when we say about emotional intelligence, there is a thin line between going personal and professional. It is highly, highly, highly recommended you follow the professional format and try to respond with politeness and with calmness so that you don't lose your temper while responding to anything, because whatever you documented via email or whatever you documented via your calls may backfire you in the upcoming future if it's not responded or handled in the right way. And that's where emotional intelligence plays a huge role in your soft skill and for your corporate life. Thank you for the beautiful response. Moving towards the next one, which is adaptability. When we say adaptability, it is something where we adapt or we get used to the new things that come up in our thing. It can be as simple as your meetings being pushed from Google Meet to Zoom, or you using Google Meet or rather Google Chats to Microsoft Teams. This is a change that you need to adapt as and when it is required, because change is constant. Let it be your tools, let it be your teams, or maybe you're shifted from one team to another team overnight. It is the ability to embrace change which makes you more valuable. And the sooner you try to absorb these changes and the sooner you try to set into it, the more valuable you are as a person. Taking my example, as a scrum master, I've seen requirements change overnight. What do we do? In the next day's meeting, the teams, I have to communicate this to the team that the requirement has been updated, and I have to work along with the business analyst and with the team to work on the updated requirements that I've received from the client. The sooner I update, the sooner I adapt, the quicker I'm able to deliver. And this skill again comes with a lot of patience, with a lot of calmness. And if you notice, this skill is also linked to the communication and to the emotional intelligence of how you're handling the change, how you're communicating to your team about the load that may have increased, and how you're communicating to the team about the requirement that has been changed. Quickly moving to the next one, which is teamwork and collaboration. So, yes, when we say we work as a team, when we say that our project has been delivered or we have done it, that's a simple approach to letting yourself and your team understand that you are never going to work in isolation. You should be knowing how to work with diverse minds, because every person, every mentality, every mindset is different. In your projects, tomorrow, if you're going to join a project, you may have joined in as a fresher, but at the same time, you will definitely have a lot of people who are way more experienced than you, who may not know how to communicate with you in the right way. And there may be people who will definitely try to make you feel comfortable. And there may be people who will just mind their business, their work, and just communicate with you in one line. But how you collaborate with them, how you set your rapport with them, that plays the game. Taking my example, the project that I was handling, I had a lot of freshers whom I had to train, but at the same time, I also had senior members, developers, designers, and the members from the senior management who were giving me updates, and I played the role of a mediator, bridging the gap between my development team, between my management team, and the freshers whom I was training. Moving to the next one, which is problem solving skills. Obviously, when you mention this in your resume as problem solving, which I have seen in the ready made templates as well that we get in the market, what is the actual meaning of problem solving? How can you call yourself as a problem solver?
Madam, when a problem is there, it may be
Yeah.
a small problem, it may be a bigger problem, it may be a complex problem.
Uh-huh.
The solution will be varying from
Yes.
problem to problem.
Mm-hmm.
So the approach should be, whether it is small problem or a complex problem, we should focus on the solution, not only the problem. Of course, problem,
Yes.
we have to analyze the problem, then solution will come out. But we have
Mm-hmm.
to focus on the solution. We should not leave it. That problem is very complex. I will not be able to solve. So problem
Got it.
solving ability should be there.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much for your response. And yes, companies definitely love people who bring in solutions and not just the problems. Companies need people like all of you who are able to think from a reality perspective, which we also call as critically, who ask the right questions and stay calm under pressure. And that's where your problem solving skills are defined, where you analyze the problem, you understand if this is actually a problem or not, and at the same time try to resolve it with minimal interruption and minimal losses. That's where your skills come in place. Moving towards the next one, which is on the time management part. So when we say about time management, if you might have noticed, when I started this session, I mentioned the word time boxed to 60 minutes. Can you please help me understand why did I say that? No right or wrong answers. I am just trying to understand your perspective. The answer is very simple here. It is a simple way to inform the people who've joined my session or who are there with me in my meeting. It is a simple way for me to keep them informed that yes, this is my agenda, this is the time that I have anticipated from my side, and it is a gesture from my end to show respect to people who have joined the session, because anytime there is any meeting or if there are any sessions that are happening, it is very important to respect the attendees' time, as there might be another sessions, there might be other commitments, other priorities as well. And when we try to manage our time and when we try to wrap up things within the specified time, it is a sign of respect along with a sign of professionalism to showcase that when I am committing about something, I have practiced it enough, I have worked on it enough so that I can meet the deadlines and the expectations like how I've committed on day one. A simple way to show that I am being realistic, I'm meeting my deadlines, and at the same time, I'm respecting others' time. And this is another superpower that is highly, highly, highly valued at workplaces. There are meetings which we call it for 15 minutes, but that runs for 1 hour. There are meetings which get prioritized over some other meetings, and there are overlapping meetings because of which we have to cancel our sessions. We have to postpone our sessions or sometimes reschedule as well. So that's where the time management skills plays a major part. And here is a simple technique or trick that I can help you for you to prioritize your time management skills and prioritize your sessions accordingly or your meetings accordingly. Bifurcate your tasks into three. One is must do, which means it has to be on the highest priority. I cannot cancel this at any cost. The second one is should do, which I can work upon during my 9 hour shift. Once I have completed my must do items, which are extremely critical, I am moving to the items which are very important and will be great if I'm able to wrap it up by today before I break for my day. And at the same time, there are items which are nice to do, which are on priority three, that if I'm able to prioritize my work and complete my must do and should do items, if I still have bandwidth to work within my 9 hour shift, I can also focus on the priority three item, which is a nice to do item. And that helps me keep on track. Planning my day in advance, planning my meetings in advance, and setting up my schedule for my 9 hour shift, along with having adequate breaks, is a perfect example to manage your time and to not get the burnout feeling that we usually get by overworking ourselves, and rather what we call it as under committing and overworking, or rather overcommitting and underworking. Moving towards our next soft skill, which is about the growth mindset. When we say about growth mindset, this is majorly focusing on the lessons that we learn. Some meetings, let us accept that not all meetings go well. Some meetings will go definitely as per your plan, but there are some meetings who will definitely not go as per your plan. There might be something where you've missed it out, or there might be something where you've received a negative feedback. There might be something where you've received a harsh feedback. But how do you grow from those? Take only those points that are going to help you improvise and convert your negative points into constructive feedback. That's what helps you to grow not only as a person but also as an individual. And the major aspect of this mindset, or rather this skill, is to take up the responsibility and accept that okay, this is something that did not go well, maybe I should try a little better next time. Keeping a simple example, there was one session which I was taking during the early career of my life, and I messed it up so badly. What I did in the end is I owned it, I apologized to my audience for the mess up, and I also assured that any upcoming sessions, if they have it with me, it is not going to be messed up because this is the biggest learning that I have taken, and I'm going to use my level best to practice it and make the best session if I'm going to have it with them next time. This acceptance, this honesty from your side builds credibility and trust in your workplace and also values you as a person. Moving towards our last soft skill, which is about
One point I can
yes.
mention here in growth mindset.
Yes.
We should come out of our comfort zone
Absolutely agree.
and take up the job with extra effort so that our fixed mindset is converted into growth mind. Fixed mindset means
Absolutely.
we are in the comfort zone. We are not
Mhm.
coming out of our comfort zone. We don't
Absolutely.
want to take up extra responsibility, extra effort. So
Mhm.
then growth mindset person will take extra effort, extra responsibility. They will forget about their leisure time and others.
Great. Thank you so much for the response. And thank you so much for adding value to the growth mindset soft skill that I've highlighted here. Means a lot. Thank you so much. Moving towards our last soft skill, which is about professionalism and etiquette. Like the name itself suggests, when we say professionalism, when we say etiquette, it simply refers to the mannerisms and the way how we carry ourselves at workplace. Basic courtesy, maybe the way how you respond to your emails, maybe the way how you acknowledge the person who's speaking to you, and a simple gesture of thanking people and showing gratitude for the suggestions, the feedback, and the value addition that they have added to the session or to the meeting that you are taking right now. A simplest example, I received a response with respect to growth mindset. The simplest and the most basic way to thank the person who's helped me with an additional information about growth mindset is to make them feel valued and to acknowledge that the suggestion that they have provided makes a lot more sense and is a valuable suggestion. That shows your professionalism and your courtesy to thank someone who helps you with their ideas and with their suggestion. And coming to workplace, how can you manage these things? It's a very simple thing. When you're having a meeting with somebody or when you're having a session with anybody, it can be anything. And thank you email at the end of the session or at the end of the meeting. That leaves a lasting impression and that also shows the respect that you are giving to the speaker or to the person who's going on with your sessions. Now, do we have any questions with any of these soft skills? Do you want me to repeat or do you feel there is anything more that you can add on from your side? I'm happy
One,
to take up.
one more point regarding teamwork and collaboration.
Mhm.
When a organization is small and it is growing, that at the last, when it becomes a large, it needs collaboration. Without collaboration, the large organization cannot survive. A small organization can survive without collaboration even because it is managed by few people, but a large organization is managed by number of people. So their collaboration is a must. Teamwork collaboration is a must.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Any more suggestions? Anything more that can be added?
Ma'am, I have 2 points. One is
Yes.
related to AI and one is related to time management, which I just want to share with the audience as well as with you. We
Yeah.
talked about AI, and you have everybody can see that on the slide you have written EQ in the bracket.
Yeah.
So one must not be confused between EI and EQ because the short form of emotional intelligence is EI. But as a synonym and interchangeably, we also use EI and EQ because if you go in depth, you will find it out that just like IQ is intelligent quotient, EQ is emotional quotient. IQ measures intelligence, similarly, EQ measures emotional intelligence. It's a term that has been derived by the 1990s by the Daniel Goleman, who is regarded as the father of AI emotional intelligence. So one must not be confused between AI and EQ, both are synonyms. Another thing is I just want to highlight regarding time management, as ma'am said very correctly that we have to respect the time, then only time respect us. As we all know that time has been classified into three parts, present, past and future. Mostly people say in practical life, you might have seen that I don't have time. Just like he is the president or he is the prime minister of India or any other country that he is lacking a time. I must say that it is just a matter of priority. Nobody is, God has done no biasness with anyone. He has given 86,400 seconds to everyone, the equal time. What you have got, what I have got, that ma'am has got. But how, priority we are giving on which work, that is has been told by ma'am that must do and other options as well. We can say that good time management is equals to success and bad time management is equals to stress. So basically, time management is a vehicle that can carry you from you are to where you want to go. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we've had a lot of inputs with respect to
Madam,
these. Yes.
regarding time management, you have given three points.
Yes.
I'm giving you here 4 points. That is one, urgent and important, urgent and not important, important but not urgent, and important and urgent. There are four categories. You divide your task in these four categories and do accordingly. That is time management.
Thank you for that. That's also a good point. Do we have any more suggestions? Any more points to be added? Or can I move to the next one? Assuming it to be yes, I'll now move to the next part where I wanted to highlight about my reflections and wanted to share a couple of moments from my journey. So, keeping a simple example, there was a time when I had also joined in as a fresher. I was the youngest in the room, but there was also the same time where I didn't know what to ask. But then eventually, after learning, after practicing, and after making numerous mistakes, I learned to ask smart questions and get the right kind of responses, and at the same time make my presence felt and valued at workplace. There were also times where I felt a little off because I was the only woman in the meeting, but I did not let that think from a gender perspective. Very simple thing. I held my space with quiet confidence, asked the same questions, asked the right answers, and at the same time responded with logical scenarios, and at the same time had a calm mindset that helped me evolve myself from a fresher who enjoyed the college life and now as a consultant who has learned a lot through practical exposures and has moved in from one domain to other domain, keeping that same soft skills and keeping that confidence in mind. It is not only about the technical skills. So I'm from an IT background, so it's not only about the coding, it's not about the technical skills about that, but it was also about the emotional maturity, communication, and the collaboration that I try to build with people by building the rapport. And that's why I say your soft skills are your real edge. While your hard skills can definitely land you at the job, showing the percentages, it's the soft skills that is going to actually help you crack the interview. So, with this, it is now time for group discussion. It is a very, very, very small activity that I wanted to play around with all of you. And what is the motto behind this? Is to apply what we've learned. So let's imagine a scenario where the client has asked you to deliver a particular feature in the next 10 days. And as a team, you've missed out on certain aspects, which has led to the delay in your delivery. How you are going to use your soft skills and address this. What you're going to do here is you're going to make use of these 8 soft skills that we've learned and come up with a response that helped you convince the client on accepting that, okay, I have made a mistake. This is the thing that I am working for the turnaround or the fix, and this is the updated timeline by when I will be able to deliver. You can bifurcate yourselves into groups, maybe groups of 2, groups of 3, groups of 4, however you are comfortable, and you can take 5 minutes to come up with a response. I've kept this slide open for you to understand that these are the soft skills that you can use, and I will give you 5 minutes to come up with a response. I'm setting my timer right now to 5 and your time starts now. I hope we've understood what is the task here.
We have
Or
to
if you
deliver within 10 days or little bit here and there, 1 or 2 days, but we have to
yes,
deliver it
you have to
within.
deliver it, but you also have to inform the client that I will not be able to deliver it in 10 days because of a problem that I have made by mistake, because of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mistake that is there at my end. And how you are going to speak to the client depends on you. You can consider I am the client and I have asked you to deliver this particular feature in 10 days. You can use pen and paper, you can use your presentation, you can just convince me over a phone call, or you can also just draft an email and share your screen and show us that email to show how you're going to convince the client. It is all about how you're going to do it and how you're accepting the mistake and how you are going to convince the client, building the trust and letting them know that I will do it. Yeah.
I have to explain the client that there is some delay in your task, but we are moving in a right direction, and we have to
Yes.
explain the direction with which we
Yes.
are moving. We have to
Yes.
counsel the person,
Yes.
client, that we
Yes.
are moving in the correct direction. Because of some mistakes, we could not complete the task,
Yes.
but
Yes.
we will evolve our all the experts in the team, and will definitely deliver the task within 12 days instead of 10 days, and we will not charge any extra cost for that.
Yes.
So first of all, I highly apologize to ma'am that due to some reasons we are not able to complete the project, by the given deadline. Highly really apologize for that, and I make assured to ma'am that within a week we will come back with a complete project, because there are certain changes that our boss has recommended us for, and that is for the betterment of the clients only. So I request ma'am to please consider our request from our team, from our company, and we'll come back to you within a week without any cost, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for this, but what about the loss that I'm going to incur? I have already committed my delivery for this. Now you're telling you will not incur any cost. So who will compensate on the loss that I'm facing as a client?
Yeah, for that I give you 25% discount in the charges, because mistake is from our side, and
Mhm.
mistakes are the best features in our life. So we are offering
Mhm.
you 25% off or discount for this, ma'am, because the mistake is from our side.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Do you have this in email? Can you help me understand this? Can you give me this in writing that you're giving me 25% off? Who has decided that you are going to give me the 25% discount?
Yeah, I have already discussed with my boss, and he has no objection in that.
Great. Can you help me with this in writing? Will you be able to give it to me in writing?
Of course, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any more responses for this? Any more responses? Anyone else who would like to give it a try? Okay. Anyone else? Any other options? Any other answers? We still have the timing window open. So if you want to take some time,
Hello,
you
ma'am.
can take some time. It's a learning platform. There are no right and wrong. The more you're
Hello.
able to practice here, the more you'll be able to respond properly. Yes.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, is there any chance like we can do like overtime and complete that work within 10 days?
I am the client. It depends on you how you are doing it.
Yeah, that's what I will try to convince the client. Like, there are chances of possibility like we can extend our delivery by 2 days, 2 extra days. So we will try from our side that we will do overtime and try to finish the work on the scheduled date. But if
Mhm.
it is not possible, it might extend for 1 or 2 days.
Now imagine I am the client and you're giving me a phone call to
Yes, ma'am.
help me explain with this. So
Yeah.
yes, ring ring. Hello, who's this?
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I am
Yes,
Nitin. I'm talking
yes.
from the company. So there is some undesirable events that occurred in from our side.
What has
So
happened? Can you tell me? I'm surprised.
okay. So one of our capable employee has met with an accident. So our delivery of the product or task might delay by two days. But we will try from our side to do overtime or put some extra efforts and finish the work on time. If
Don't you have any backup resource who can help me with my delivery? Because it is costing me a lot. I've already committed to my customers.
yes, ma'am. But we do agree. But for right now, we don't have. We can't replace him. He was a key member of our company.
Mhm.
So hope you understand and give us the extra 2 days of time.
Can you give me a finalized timeline? Because when you say 2 days, are you going to give me after end of 2 days or are you going to deliver at the end of
We
first
will
day?
we will deliver by the end of second day.
By end of second day.
Yeah,
Do I have to follow up or you are going to keep me informed about it?
we will keep informed about the processes in between and we'll let
Mhm.
you.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, see, this is how is an example of a phone call where you call up the client, inform about that, and mention the genuine reason. So, here we also got the genuine reason that the particular resource has met with an accident, and that's the reason we are trying to work hard and deliver it by end of second day. So, thank you so much for attempting on this. Do we have anyone else who would like to attempt? Anyone else who would like to
Madam,
attempt?
generally in case of projects, what we
Yes.
do is we draw part and CPM chart,
Mm-hmm.
project monitoring chart, uh, mm,
Yes.
critical method,
Yes.
where we uh, put the events, what are the events of the total activities, and when
Yes.
all these events are completed, the task is completed. So
Mm-hmm.
in case of events, we decide about this the dates of each events to be completed. So why there is a delay? Because of certain events they could not complete because of certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So if we draw another part and CPM chart for client, showing a trust that we have now changed our events, and this is our events. It is finishing, of course, in 12 days, but
Mhm.
it is our events. When he will trust, then he will be agreed on that. Okay, you go ahead. But what
Mhm.
about the cost?
Yeah.
Sometimes the cost of project increases with the number of days increases. So
Correct.
that cost has to borne by the person who has taken the order.
Mhm.
Definitely, they have to take the responsibility of the cost, because
Mhm.
client will not be responsible for the cost.
Mhm.
So that we have to explain that client that
Yes. Can you please
extra cost.
attempt on explaining this to me as a client?
No, I'm not client. I'm explaining the order what we have received for the client. The
Okay.
person who has received the order,
Okay. Got it.
he has to draw the part CPM chart and show the client that these are my events and I will complete it by this date. So there will be a trust on the client that yes, they will able to complete it by 12 days.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much for the responses. It is amazing that how you'll notice when you are trying to attempt with the responses, thinking that I am your client, you'll notice how you try to communicate to me, explaining about the reason, and at the same time, committing on an updated delivery date or a timeline, which shows a pure combination about communication, emotional intelligence, acknowledgement, and professionalism all combined together in the form of a response. Sure, thank you. So now we move towards our last part where I'm keeping the floor open for questions. Like how I mentioned, this session is time boxed where I've utilized about 50 minutes for the presentation and the last 10 minutes includes for the Q&A and the key takeaways. While I wait for the questions to be raised, I would also like to wrap up this session with the three takeaways. One, your soft skills are often more valuable than your degree. All you need is to start. Start small, practice communication, feedback, and time management every day. And the last one, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be coachable. With this, I now wrap up this session and leave the floor open for questions. Any thoughts that you would like to share it with me? Understanding we don't have any questions. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. And remember, success in the workplace isn't about what you know, not only about your hard skills, but also how you project your hard skills with the combination of your soft skills. If you like to stay connected or if you need any mentorship, any questions, anything, I've added my details here in the slide. You can connect with me on LinkedIn via email or with my mobile. And I would love to understand and hear more about you. So, all the best for our exciting journey ahead. This is me, Rishika, signing off as the speaker for the day.